everyone, this is Dragons After Dark, and welcome to the Pet Battle Report, your weekly news and information source for all things pet battle. This is going to be a light week with just an update on a project I've gotten myself into, but before we get into that, let's go over everything going on this week on Azeroth and beyond for your pets. Brightblade's Bones is up in the Waking Shores for the Bugbiter Tortoise. You'll need to find the Petrified Dragon Egg and Eroded Fossil for Simra Brightblade, and she'll give you the turtle. You can complete this multiple times per character, and this pet is cageable. This world quest is up until the Friday evening reset for NA and the corresponding reset for EU. The Night Fae Assault is up in the Maw, and unfortunately a Shady Place is not up for access to the Infused Aetherworm's Rift treasure, but you still have a chance at the Invasive Buzzer from the Assault cache. Enzoth is currently assaulting the Vale of Eternal Blossoms. This means the Forgotten Rare is up for a chance at Cuddly, as well as the Will of Enzoth for the Corrupted Tentacle. Our BFA islands for the week are Skittering Hollow, Crestfall with Spirits, which means you have a chance of the Ghostly Whelpling dropping, and the Ungol Ruins. For the salvage, we have Rotting Mire, Snowblossom Village, and the Ungol Ruins. The Dark Moon Fair is up until Saturday at 11:59 p.m. Pacific, and it offers 19 battle pets and 4 companion pets through various activities at the fair. If you're interested in how to obtain all these pets, you can do a news search on Zufus for Dark Moon Fair, and we have a guide on how to get each of these pets. Our weekly in-game event is Wrath of the Lich King Time Walking. You're not going to see any pets drop from the dungeons offered by the event, but you can purchase a bag of fishing treasures from the Time Walking vendor Ozin for 150 Time Warped badges. This bag does have a chance to drop the Strand Crawler, while the Time Walking raid Ulduar offers 8 pets from various bosses. If you don't want to do the Time Walking raid and you don't want to run it yourself, as it is a rather lengthy raid, all of these pets are cageable and likely cheap, since Ulduar is one of the raids frequently farmed for the Mimiron's Head mount. Speaking of mounts, while this isn't pet related, the Fathom Dweller mount is up this week in the Azshara zone, not the instance, for those who have gone through the unlock, and the world boss Dune Gorger Kralik is up in Vol'dun for those of you still trying to get your Molly Alpaca mount. We've also gotten word on the launch date for 10.0.7, and it will be March 21st for NA and the 22nd for the EU. We're getting 18 new battle pets from various activities in the Forbidden Reach, 8 new World Quest battles on the Dragon Isles themselves, and 4 new battles on the Forbidden Reach. This will bring our total of Dragon Isles Pet Battle World Quests up to 5, 1 for each of the Dragon Isles zones and 1 in the Forbidden Reach. The ones in the Forbidden Reach have a weakening system for the single target enemies, where you battle 3 mini-boss fights to weaken the main boss from legendary down to rare. The first time you participate in these battles, you'll receive a pet version of the boss, though I'm not sure if this will be an every time sort of thing or just once per fight per character. They've also added 2 kinds of rewards to these fights in the form of a pet reward like charms, bandages, and so on, as well as elemental overflow. As a side note, I was in an absolute panic because every time I tried to launch the PTR, I was getting hit with a critical error and crash. And all my strategies for the new fights are on the PTR only, so I spent the morning trying to figure out how to extract them, but thankfully I got it all sorted out and the PTR is running again, just for me to see that the servers are down. So that was great. I'm not sure if they're going to be back up today anytime so that I can go in and quickly and furiously record the remaining videos for the fights that I need to record for, or if it's just going to push a new build when 10.1 gets its build pushed supposedly tomorrow. They are pushing these builds out so fast, I'm having to sticky so many articles at the top of the Zufus page. I'm wondering if what I'll do is I'll just roll them all into the big compilation article. But yes, in addition to 10.0.7 getting its launch date, we also received word that the 10.1 PTR should be up tomorrow, so hopefully we'll be able to see that. As I said, I don't really have a topic today, but I did want to put out that I've started a 30-day fresh account project where I started up my EU account and I'm going to try and build my roster from the ground up. All I started with were my pets that are bound to my account, so things I don't really have any control over. Any of my collector's edition pets that I have from either WoW or other games. Any pets that I have from events, so like I have the BlizzCon Murlocs, Finduin, and Gilvanis from the BlizzCon that was attached to those ones, and a few others. I started with those pets, and they're bound to my account, which a new person might not have access to. I'll probably go over that a little bit in the first day of going over all of this, but overall, I'm going over this process to try and help people who don't have larger rosters and don't know where to start but want to get into pet battling. I'm trying to help give newer people to pet battling an edge. Some of it's not going to translate super well, I will admit, because some of it is things that I know as someone who pet battles a lot. But hopefully it'll at least help a few people. I think the biggest thing is going to be learning what works, and I'm going to go over that and how people can use rematch filters inside the game to help them do this, because I think a big part of the success of a new person is going to be related to getting familiar with rematch search filters. That's going to save people a whole lot of time, but I'm having fun with it, and hopefully it helps a few people out. I'm not going to go into detail here, but I will say that so far the most unfriendly expansion I'm experiencing is Battle for Azeroth. There's so much I needed to do to unlock world quests on a fresh account, and it's not intuitive at all. And the Wowhead comments don't help because it's coming from the perspective that people have already done some of these prerequisites, and that's not helpful for a new person. Hopefully this will help a few people out once I get that going, even if that's the only part they're stuck on. And what's really critical about getting Battle for Azeroth unlocked is the fact that until you unlock Battle for Azeroth, you don't have access to as many opportunities for stones and bandages and polished pet charms as you do with just having Shadowlands unlocked. Basically, my approach was getting as many world quests unlocked as possible and making sure that I have access to the things I need to make the process smoother. So unlocking Legion world quests to have access to Legion tamers for leveling pets, unlocking Shadowlands and BFA for the access to charms and stones and bandages and things of that nature. I'm not too worried about maxing out my level and getting the Dragon Isles singular world quest unlocked, because while we are getting more world quests in 10.07, I don't have access to those obviously on a live account on EU, so not too concerned. I will say I've only been able to do 4 days. Things got a little bit of a hiccup on day 5 because there was an 8-hour maintenance right about the time I log in to participate in this, and so I'm actually going to have to do day 5 and day 6 consecutively, kind of. But as I was saying, day 5, or I finished day 4 at level 65, and that is purely from doing pet battles and doing more questing than I really wanted to do in Battle for Azeroth to be able to unlock stuff. So I might have actually been further along. I might have been a higher level by now if Battle for Azeroth wasn't such a jerk. Anyway, that project is probably going to be out sometime in April, since I want to finish the whole thing before I record videos. I would like your opinion on something. I'd like to know if you'd rather see 30 short videos, kind of like a day by day. They wouldn't be short enough to be shorts on YouTube or anything like that. They'd probably be like 5 minutes at the most per day. Or would you rather have 4 to 5 longer videos and have them grouped up by week? That seems a little more feasible to me personally. I don't know anyone that wants to do 30 short or watch 30 short videos when they could just do like 4 to 5 videos that are about 20 minutes each. I think the biggest problem is going to be that I tend to pontificate, or I tend to go on and on about certain subjects, and that can make things longer than 20 minutes. I'm going to try and keep each one short and sweet with just all the pertinent information necessary and not carry on too terribly much. But let me know what your opinion is on that. Again, I'm really sorry for the super short one this week. I didn't have too terribly much of a topic set up, and I need to get a whole bunch of things set up for when 10:07 comes out. I've got to get with Aranesh to make sure Zufus is ready and have sections up that we need for that. I need the PTR to come up so I can do what I need to do to make sure we're ready to go, because the last time I checked the PTR, we didn't have all the sources on the pets for 10:07. So hopefully when they push the new build, we'll finally get all of that fleshed out. Pet battles tend to be the last thing they push updates for sometimes, and if they push a new build, I'm gonna have to go and check a couple fights because the enemies weren't working properly, not using their abilities, things of that nature. So there's a whole lot I have to check on today. And yeah, next week will be a longer podcast, I promise. I know it's weird having something that's quite this short, but wanted to make sure I put something out for you guys this week. If you do have any topic suggestions, feel free to at me anywhere I can be added at and let me know what kind of things you'd like to hear about. And I am, as you can tell, I'm more than happy to talk about it. But that's going to be it for me this week. I'll have all the pertinent links available on my tweet for the podcast, as well as in the description once it's uploaded to YouTube. Until next time, I wish you all the best of luck with your drops, a fantastic rest of your day or night, and until then, happy battling!